There are lots of talk about affordability, right? Everyone keeps saying the same thing. Canada is unaffordable. Canada is broken. Canada is the worst place to live right now because of affordability. Really? But here's the problem. That story falls apart the moment you actually leave the country. Because I didn't just read headlines. I didn't just scroll Twitter. I traveled. I compared real prices, and what I saw shocked me. I went from Ontario to Florida, and let me tell you something no one wants to admit. Grocery prices were higher. Fresh produce more expensive. Quality brands definitely more expensive. And hotels, don't even get me started, way more expensive than back home. Then I went to Jamaica, and that's where the illusion completely shattered. Basic foods, especially imported or premium items, were 2 or 3 times more expensive than in Canada. Same products, same brands, drastically higher prices. And let me tell you, when you're comparing, like, you take, you go to, say you go to Whole Foods, or, you're buying quality stuff, or you just go in the supermarket, and the things that you're able to pick up, the quality, you're getting better value for money in Canada. In Jamaica, you buy water, like the brand water and the colored water or whatever, cheese, just a little basic things. You are not leaving that supermarket without paying maybe 10 to 15,000. Can you imagine if every day you're to do this? If you go to a restaurant, you could go to a restaurant one time and 5,000 could give you a good, nice meal, maybe shrimps or curry shrimp or whatever. Now it's much more. It's maybe going to be 9,000, right? Every day you go out, you are paying much more. So people need to stop with this foolishness, because I am tired of hearing it. Canada is not more expensive. Canada, as I think as well, you can live, you can see your way through. So as I say to you, it's drastically higher prices we saw. Slow, deliberate. That's not opinion. That's math. And it's not just food. I have a friend in the UK. Their energy bill, oh my God, $500 to $600 a month. And that's with the heater on only a few hours a day. Pause. No air conditioning in the summer, just fans. Not because they want to live that way, but because electricity is brutally expensive. Now compare that to Canada. We heat our homes in the winter, we cool them in the summer, often around the clock. HVAC system around the clock. And for most people, bills don't come anywhere near that. You might be paying, say in total, you might pay $250 to $300. And I'm telling you, that's for a home energy system. In the summer, in the winter, you're paying basically the same amount, right? Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Everything is getting more expensive everywhere, right? We have to admit it. Food, energy, housing, travel. This isn't a Canada only problem. This is global inflation. When you actually compare grocery prices versus the US and the Caribbean, energy costs versus the UK and Europe, climate comfort year-round, stability, infrastructure, healthcare, and services, Canada is still relatively well position. It's one of the top countries to live in the world, right? So let's be real there. Are things perfect? No. Are prices higher than a few years ago? Absolutely. As we say, this is a global situation. But the claim that Canada is doing worse than anyone else, that claim doesn't survive real world comparison. Perspective matters, and once you step outside the country, it becomes very clear. Canada isn't cheap anymore, but it's still a good deal in a very expensive world. If you agree, share this. If you have traveled and seen the same thing, comment below. Let me hear your thoughts. Do you have the same perspective as I'm having here? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Everybody's gonna have a different experience, but I'm telling you from my experience, that's what I noticed. That's what happened, and it's fact. Real life. When we compare the money that we spend in Jamaica and in the US versus what we're spending in Canada, I would opt for Canada. I think Canada is a better bet, right? So let's stop arguing with headlines and start talking about reality. So guys, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Yes, a lot of people love to talk about, oh, Canada is expensive, Canada is this, Canada is that. And when you put the meter to the matter, you realize that's not true. Canada is a very reasonable and decent and lovely place to live. So that's what I wanted to talk about.